that's ever lived.
Salem Sheriff's Purse here. Stretch Armstrong was a toy back in the day. It was an action, cool action figure type thing. He was stretchy, so he was made out of some kind of material. It was like a rubbery material where you could stretch him out, and then they would like, flop around and go right back to where it was. They were expensive. I never had one. My friend had one.
Mail that all the time. They'll call rubber bands.
Well, they were fun. I reminisce of happier times. Because today is not going to be a happy time. Today I have to wrap up all this nonsense that we have here at the shop. Laptop with a potential LCD cable. This guy right here.
So is that a sidekick?
That is not a sidekick. That is a Sony Vaio UXT80P. Look at this. That is a handheld computer. Probably one of the very first handheld computers. Windows XP, designed for Vista. If anybody can tell me, I need a hard drive for this thing. That's a Wi-Fi antenna. But I can't find one that's like reasonably priced. So if anybody can find a hard drive for this, it's an SSD. I need an SSD for this. I'm going to do a RAM upgrade. I want to max this thing out in a future video. This is not today's video. I just got that in today. This guy, the LCD cable, I need to mess with. I think that's what it is. And this is a friggin' cool HP. It's an HP ZBook. It's a kind of like a tablet thing. I forget what the actual model number is, but this thing's awesome. These are really, really cool machines. Probably one of the best things HP has ever made. This is what happens when HP actually applies themselves to engineering something that's worth a shit. This guy just wants a big upgrade. I'm not going to do him yet either. He's going to be done when I get back from vacation, but we just got both these mail-ins today.
And my mic cut off here, but this PC belongs to my elderly neighbor who's a retired pilot and he uses it to play flight simulators. So I'm helping him out by updating the BIOS since they have a really old version, and I want to apply the microcode patch that Intel released for their 13th and 14th gen CPUs. An easy job, assuming the PC even turns on.
It's power up. Look at that.
That's on, dude.
My dog.
The greatest technician that's ever lived.
They wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't believe like that. I don't even want to put it in the video because they won't believe it. It's Sting. No, I'm not fucking stupid.
You know, I feel like I wouldn't make this mistake so often if connecting a power cord were as easy as connecting to private internet access. Today's video sponsor. Private Internet Access is a virtual private network app, or VPN for short. And for those of you that don't know, a VPN is an app that hides your IP address and safeguards your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. So even if a hacker is on the same Wi-Fi network as you trying to steal your valuable info, they won't be able to see your real IP or intercept your precious data. And along with being able to use an unlimited number of devices at once, PIA is available for every platform you see here and more. Combine all this with a no-log policy, and it's a no-brainer that I've been personally using PIA for over a decade, which is why I've given it the title of the greatest VPN that's ever lived. And now I get to share it with you, because using my code below, you can get an 83% discount on PIA, which is only $2.03 a month. And even better, you get 4 extra months for free. Just check out the link in the description and start protecting yourself today.
Speed.
Updating the BIOS on modern motherboards is super easy now, but people still get scared to do it. So this is a common service I offer at my shop. All I do is just go to the motherboard's website, download the BIOS to a USB drive, enter M-Flash mode, stick the USB in, and flash.
Alright, we're going to M-Flash. Flash mode. Alright, community. That's us right here. That's us. That is us. This is us. Are you sure? Just like this file. And are we absolutely positive? Let's make sure. Current BIOS. Yep. So we are. Woo! Look at that. We're going up here. Yes. BIOS is updating. Don't shut down or restart system. Alright, you want to make sure not to press the button or touch the USB when this happens, because if you do, you can really harm yourself or your computer. Jeez. I gotta get this spawn point. Fresh stuff up.
Not bad for a designated walk.
Like these MKBHDs, baby. 5-1. Alright, now that that is done, we're gonna go on to this thing. So his screen, I don't want to give you guys a see here because these colors are crazy, but his screen's all messed up. He said he replaced the screen already, and it's doing the same thing that the old screen did. This is common with an LCD cable, but it's only common if it does not work on HDMI, so it works. So that means there's an issue with the display itself. First thing, oh god, this thing's gross. Alright, so a few screws. I already removed the screws here, so I didn't have to do it and waste your time. So panel, pop This job is probably going to be like an hour and a half. So we order the cable, and when I get back from vacation, we are going to replace that. I'll probably make a short of this one. I probably won't make another long form of this because you guys already saw. I am going to take this LCD back on properly too because this you can't go around with an LCD like that. It's going to flop out and break. If you own a small business, don't ever expect to go on vacation. And when you do go on vacation, expect to come back to an absolute shit show that makes you not even want to go on vacation in the first place. Every single vacation I've ever had in the past 10 years, I've been working on vacation. And I'm going to be working on vacation this time too. Okay, all right. All right, so now it's just a matter of time for the part to come in, and why is the phone buzzing? The phone's buzzing. You put the voicemail on, right? Yes. What the hell is this? Okay. Hi. I just called here about 15 or 20 minutes ago. No one's called all day. And the man I spoke to said that you can take walk-ins. We haven't taken a walk-in since June. So I drove all the way over here to discover that you're not taking walk-ins and you're full. You told me to bring it in, and I did. See, I'm the only one that makes the phone. So I'm kind of confused here. Yeah, it makes fucking two of us, but I called over here, you're not. So I'm gonna have to look around for another place then. I was misled. Sorry about that. You were actually, I think you overbooked. But it's my fault, right? That's a 1-star review because he called the wrong place. Now that that's taken care of, the last but not least, this HP laptop. This is a disgusting, atrocious mess. You don't say. Broken hinge. Alright. So the customer wants to upgrade this, and this one's a quick fix because to upgrade this.
Thank you so much if you've made it this far, and please consider subscribing if you want to see more videos from me in the future. And if you're already subscribed, feel free to become a member by hitting that join button below. Your support is much appreciated. And speaking of supporters, here's a shout out to the greatest supporters that ever lived. Abdul Azim Patel, Mr. Payne, Nico the Motherless, Some Ask Me, the greatest mod that's ever lived, Med Zerification, Roaming Schmetz, Silent Night Kid, Big Q, Sputnik Kaidak, Beyond Blue One, Roby Beef, Bob the Weed Bunny, JPBQ, the one and only Cal Murdoch, Minus Linus Touch My Baby, Aaron Shepard, Redguard 153, Brad Simonovsky, Stephen Wick, Jacob Holmes, Miller George Tully, Andrew Chris Bradley, Dakota Roney, the one and only, Joel Larson, Fuckstick 9000, Pierce, Killjoy 6645, Daniel S88, Merrick Danos, Dave of the Dark Variety, Dark Dave, Bloody Queef 69, Fireworks Blow Up, and of course, Jake the Snake 3221. Deadly Windex, Christian Kabuto, Babe Brooks, Greatest Hope, the greatest hope that's ever lived. And last but not least, Asa Kavanaugh, or Asa Kavanaugh. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. You are the reason I'm able to do any of this YouTube stuff, so thank you so much. And I'll be working on vacation, so I'll catch you in the next one.
If you told me 10 years ago that in 2024 I would be inside of a Subway restaurant with my own computer repair shop, filming a YouTube video for 1.6 or 1.7 million subscribers, I would have thought you were crazy. But here I am. I'm inside a Subway paying $1,900 rent with my own computer repair shop, and I make a video to sum up my 2024 experience. Thanks to you guys. Don't worry about the days without an accident. It's been a while. I guess first I'll give you a tour of the repair shop. We'll start off with this guy. This is the last guy that asked me for help with an HP laptop. You see how that ended? No, but really, this is the reception area where I used to do consultations. People used to come in and I used to sit down with them and I used to hear their problems like a therapist and I used to solve them. This is what I was good at. This is why I was successful, was because my ability to talk to people one-on-one and actually like hear them and listen to them and explain complex problems and break it down for them. That's the success of my repair shop. When I say I'm the greatest technician that's ever lived, it's not true. Everybody knows that's not true. That's just a a sort of cleansing device. This is all the laptops that we're going to sell. So after they've been refurbished, we put them here. I personally change every single thermal paste on these guys with my Henrik and Mike figures, BTM 6950. We're doing more laptop sales now instead of repairs. We're doing more sales because I'd rather sell you something that won't break than have you come to me for years with something that did break because you should have bought something from samtextbooks.com. This is, don't worry about this. This is going to be a video. Actually, I shouldn't be touching this with my bare hands if you want to actually get in there and see why. Yeah. So that's gonna be a tricky one. You guys thought that was a once in a lifetime thing. The video last week. No, it's not. Every single gaming laptop I get, that's what happens. This is where we keep all the stuff, all the inventory. I mean, our memes. Shout out to Lupe. He keeps all that. The safe. Don't you worry about what's in the safe. Our old test bench, our new test bench, backpacks. This is our FlexiSpot table. That is so clutch. Shout out to FlexiSpot for giving us this table. It's freaking awesome. This is also Lupe. This is one of his many shells. Again, poor guy, he's sick. Shout out to Lupe and Lupe P1. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today to record this video with me to give our 2024 roundup, but he will be at CES with me, so that's gonna be fun. I have a lot of questions about all these laptops that are up here. These two are new. We're gonna be doing a video on how tough is a tough book. How tough is a tough book? You're gonna find out after we get back to CES. These two laptops are these three laptops I'm actually working on. These guys, I'm gonna make a video in the future. The Toshiba calls me on the Gateway FX. These are old gaming laptops from like 2010 or something like that, 2008, one of those eras. So that's gonna be a future video. And I mean, it's a workbench. This place is tiny. I don't know if you guys understand that. This place is very, very, very small. It's not big at all. So the lighting is the best. The lighting obviously isn't the best because, you know, I am in the closet of Subway. So yeah, this is a real repair shop. This is how it looks. It's a little messy at times. It doesn't get cleaned up as much as it should because we're just so busy. So that's the tour of the shop. Now, how the hell did I get here? How did you end up in the closet of a Subway? So while I discuss that, I'm actually gonna take the display off this old MacBook because this has a lot of keyboard problems. So I'm gonna part it out. But in 2015, I was working at a computer repair shop a few towns away. It was like a 45-minute drive, and it was not a very good repair shop. They were not good people. They exploited people. They were like the scumbags that everybody warns you about in this industry. And I was the manager of that repair shop, and they screwed me over a few times. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna open up my own repair